morning, everybody out there. Welcome to Poetry and Props. So glad to have you here today. Hopefully you've been coming every day, but if not, come and join us for these. We've been learning some along the way. If you want to start at the very beginning and come along with us to learn the poems that we've already learned, we've been memorizing some. Mrs. Colby's been doing some new ones every day, and then we have been adding a couple brand new ones every week to memorize. So the first one I'm going to do, you might remember, I did it before, is called Me Stew. And it's about somebody who had nothing to put in their stew, so they decided to climb in the pot to see if they could make stew out of themselves. Here we go. I have nothing to put in my stew, you see, not a bone or a bean or a black-eyed pea. So I'll climb in the pot to see if I can make stew out of me. I'll pour in some pepper and salt and I'll sit in the bubbling water. I won't scream a bit. I'll sing while I simmer. La 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 la. I'll smile while I'm stewing. And I'll taste myself often to see how I'm doing. I'm tasting good. I'll stir me around with a big wooden spoon, and I'll serve myself up at 1/4 noon. So bring out your stew bowls, you gobblers and snackers. Farewell, and I hope you enjoy me with crackers. That is a fun one, and that's one we're going to learn as we get going here. Let me move my stew pot out of the way. Another one we're going to do is called Skinny McGinn. And if you remember that one, it's about a guy who was so skinny that he went right down the drain in the bathtub on Sunday night when he was taking a bath. So here we go. Skinny McGinn was so terribly thin that while taking a bath Sunday night, out popped the plug and swish, swish, and glug, glug. Skinny slipped right down the drain out of sight. And where is our poor Skinny bathing tonight? In some underground pool down below? Or up there so high in a tub in the sky where all of the clean people go? That is a super fun one to do too. For Skinny, poor Skinny McGinn. And the last one I'm going to do for you today is Melinda May, who ate a monstrous whale. Do you remember that one? If you don't, you can do it along with me. I don't have a whale because it's at school, my big giant whale that's hanging in the library. Pull my hat off. But this one goes like this. Have you ever heard Melinda May? She ate a monstrous whale. She said she could. She said she would. So she started right in at the tail. And everyone said, "You're much too small." But that didn't bother Melinda at all. She took little bites and chewed very slow, just like a good girl should. Then spin around. And in 89 years, she ate that whale because she said she would. That's a fun one to do too. I think that one and Skinny McGinn are on the list to learn next week for our brand new poems we're going to learn. So another one that we've been practicing is called Gum Eyeball. And that's one that we know. Mrs. Colby has her gumball machine, but I do not have my little stool here to sit on. So if you don't have a gumball machine, remember we can make anybody believe anything if we just do enough acting and pretending it's there. We can make our listeners or our people watching our show believe it. But I happen to have one. It would be a great thing to sit in a dentist office to tell you, you don't need any more gum today. So we pretend we're tootling up with our quarter to buy our gumball machine, or to buy a piece of gum. And here we come. We go, toot, 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 toot. Oh, there's an eyeball in the gumball machine. Right there, between the red and the green. Looking at me as if to say, you don't need any more gum today. Good job. That's one that you probably pretty much have tucked in your poetry pocket that you can just pull out and say. If you're just tuning in, that might be one you'll have to practice with us a little bit. Let's do it one more time. Don't forget your shocked face, your shocked voice. And still, even though you're looking in here, turn your head and talk to your audience when you're doing it. Ah, there's an eyeball in the gumball machine. Right there, between the red and the green. Looking at me as if to say, you don't need any more gum today. Good job. That one was even better. Fabuloso. So let's put this one up. And how about polish the stars? Oh. Polish the stars is one that's an easy one to learn too, and you probably already have that tucked in your belt. Don't forget the three kinds of birds, the eagles, starlings, which are like a blackbird or a crow, and the gulls, like our seagulls. And you just have to look at them like, oh my gosh, somebody has to do this. Somebody has to go polish the stars. They're looking a little bit dull. Somebody has to go polish the stars, for the eagles and starlings and gulls have all been complaining. They're tarnished and worn. They say they want new ones, but we cannot afford. So please, get your rags and your polishing jars. Somebody has to go polish those stars. Great. That's another one that you know. I'm impressed with all your work and how many times you practiced and how good you're doing with it. Let's try it one more time. Somebody has to go polish the stars. They're looking a little bit dull. Somebody has to go polish the stars. For the eagles and starlings and gulls, they've all been complaining. They're tarnished and worn. They say they want new ones, but we cannot afford. So please, get your rags and your polishing jars. Somebody has to go polish those stars. Love that one. Okay. Two new ones we learned this week are Darken Here and Homework Machine. And hopefully, I think this is our 5th day of doing them. Hopefully by now you will have them pretty much memorized, is what I'm hoping. And I'm excited to hear them. So this one is called Darken Here. And I'm not going to crawl behind today. I don't have Mr. Colby to tilt our thing. But we're just going to do it out loud, and we're going to pretend we're in the stomach of a lion, and then we are going to, talk about how it happened. Like this afternoon by the lion's cage. Here we go. Darken Here. I'm writing these lines from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. So please excuse my handwriting, which may not be too clear. But this afternoon, by the lion's cage, I'm afraid I got too near. So I'm writing these lines from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. Make sure if you're not behind something that you have your facial expression, you're looking sad, you've got all that stuff going on. All right, let's do it again together. I'm writing these lines from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. So please excuse my handwriting, which may not be too clear. But this afternoon, by the lion's cage, I'm afraid I got too near. And I'm writing these lines from inside a lion, and it's rather dark in here. That was marvelous. Fabuloso, you guys. Good job. Kudos to you guys. Okay, our last one we're going to do for today is Homework Machine. This is the one where you are trying to sell the most amazing contraption. Everybody's going to want to buy it. You'll probably put it up on the news. You'll go on Shark Tank and make $1 million off of it. And then suddenly at the end, there's a little bit of a surprise. So this one, the hardest line is the most perfect contraption that's ever been seen. Let's try that line. The most perfect contraption that's ever been seen. Those are all kind of hard words to put together. The most perfect contraption that's ever been seen. And you want to make sure you say perfect all the way and contraption all the way, because sometimes kids will get doing it and they kind of blur that line again together. The most perfect contraption that's ever been seen. And you want to really hit the word contraption, which means like a invention or a machine of some kind that you put together. Okay, here we go. Hello, my name is Mrs. Colby, and I'm going to be presenting Homework Machine. And of course, you say your own name. The Homework Machine. Oh, the Homework Machine, the most perfect contraption that's ever been seen. Just put in your homework, drop in a dime, snap on the switch, and in 10 seconds time, your homework comes out quick and clean as can be. Here it is. 9 plus 4. And the answer is 3. 3? Oh, me. I guess it's not as perfect as I thought it would be. Isn't that a fun one to do? And you can even kind of stretch it out, like at the end when I was going, here it is. I can't remember which part I stretched out. Let's try it again. We'll try stretching some parts out. The homework machine. Oh, the homework machine. The most perfect contraption that's ever been seen. Just put in your homework and drop in a dime. Ping. Snap on the switch. Click. And in 10 seconds time, your homework comes out. Quick and clean as can be. Ta-da! Here it is. 9 plus 4. And the answer is 3. 3? Oh, me. I guess it's not as perfect as I thought it would be. That time was even better. Every time you do it, it's going to come out a little bit different. You can practice different voices, stretching different words out, putting emphasis on different things, and it just makes it all the more fun. So whenever you present it, you're going to do it a different way every time. Sometimes you're going to forget the words, even after how many times I've done them in my life. I get in the middle of a poem, especially if I'm stretching it out for you guys, and I go, oh, what was that word? And sometimes I have to start myself over at the beginning and just go all the way through with it. So I hope you had a great time today. I enjoy spending this time with you every day. It gets us up and active and moving and having lots of fun. So I will see you tomorrow. Work on your poems, have fun with them, put on a little show, and have a great rest of your day. See you later.